welcome. Hey, y'all. Welcome to another episode of the Convicted to Grow podcast. I'm your girl, Coach Tressa, motivational speaker, confidence, and business coach. I empower you to elevate whether it's your career, your business, overall health, but your overall life and business to grow in this season. Why? Because growth is a daily thing, right? And so I already told y'all in this season, y'all gonna grow with me and y'all gonna go with me. And as we grow, I'm excited because I get a chance to interview amazing, dope people of all walks of life, right? So, my second guest, the first female on the Convicted to Grow podcast, I'm excited. You know why? Because she is an author. She's the CEO, entrepreneur of Richardson Speaks Global LLC. She's also a transformational speaker, educator, a friend, just a dope person all around, y'all. Like I'm excited. I met this young lady. Yeah, I'm saying young lady, but I met this lady at the Next Level Speakers Conference last year. And let me go ahead and give a shout out to the Next Level Speakers Academy, the conference, the community. I have met so many dope people just being a part of the community, right? But that's a whole nother episode we'll talk about. But I met her last year through that and I made great connections. And so without further ado, I would like to welcome Miss Wynette Richardson.
Hello. What's going on, Coach Tressa?
Woo! Listen. Well, I just want to listen. Oh, girl, thank you. I just want to get that out the way. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? Because you took the time to be a part of this, to be a part of my journey. And, you didn't have to do it, but I want to just thank you for doing it for real, for real. And we get a chance to tap in with you, to
Yeah,
understand you, your
yeah,
background, your growth
yeah,
moment, your shift and pivot moment, and any
yeah.
you want to give the people out there and what you got going on.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So, without further ado, tell me, share a bit about your background.
Yeah, well, first of all, thank you for having me on your show. Listen, it is indeed an honor and a pleasure, right? So, you just said I was the first female for the Convicted to Grow podcast. Wait a minute. So, I just want to thank you for thinking of me to be on your show. So thank you. I truly appreciate that. So a little bit about my background. Where do we start? I am the first college graduate in my immediate family. Well, two times actually. And when I went to college, I really didn't have no idea what I wanted to do. And so I went to college and then I ended up going to grad school and I dropped out of graduate school. And when I dropped out of graduate school, I really had no idea of what I was going to do with my life. And then I actually started teaching and my life changed. And so I've been teaching for 18 years. I've taught all over the United States. And it's just allowed me to grow as a person. And as an educator, I knew there was something more. I just didn't know what that more was or what it looked like. Right. And so basically, I just took every opportunity that I could as an educator, and it just opened doors for me. And now, as an entrepreneur, as a speaker, as an author, as an educator, all those things have just kind of meshed together. And here we are, right? And we'll get more into my story a little bit later. So, what I just said, it'll all make sense.
Wow, wow. Well, I want to commend you for you said 18 years in
18 years, both K-12 and higher education. Yes.
really.
Yes. Yes.
Wow,
Yes.
wow. If you hadn't, and I know this is just a sidebar, but to all my educators out there, what would if you had to give an encouraging word to the educators who go
Mm.
in day in and day out, what would you say to the educators out there?
Don't forget your why. Breathe life back into your why. There's no way that you can stand in front of our students every single day and tell them to go after their dreams. Let them know that they are powerful and that they are worthy. And we forget our own why. So we, as the educators, have to remember our why and breathe life into it every single day so you can go into your classroom successfully to educate our students.
Wow. 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 That sounds like a commercial.
Not a commercial. Not a commercial.
Oh, along your
That's
journey.
real.
I know. I can't. I'm like, wow. Did she? And I didn't even tell you I was going to ask you that question. Just the fact that
No, we didn't. We didn't. But it's real. It's real.
we got to make sure we clip that sound bite for real, for real. Wow. But your journey as an educator,
Yeah.
entrepreneur. Oh, I forgot to. You know what? I remember when I first had the pre-call. She's also a auntie, y'all. She's
Yes.
an auntie. I
Yes.
gotta put that in there. Put the
Yes.
phone in there.
Yes. And a great aunt. I
You know
am
what
a
I'm saying?
TT. I am a TT.
Yeah, shout out to all the aunties out there because y'all already know.
Yes.
Your moms can be strict, but you always want to go to the cool aunties out.
Yes.
Aunties let you get by with stuff. So shout out to all the aunties.
Yes.
Out
I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Listen. I've been an aunt since I was a teenager, so it's like second nature to me. Yes, I've
Oh
been
my
an auntie since
God.
I was a teenager.
Wow. So along this journey of
Mhm.
life,
Yeah.
is there anything that you would like to share in
Mhm.
terms of any biggest challenges or obstacles along the way?
Yeah. Coach Tressa, one of the things that I experienced not too long ago that literally changed the trajectory of my life were losing my parents, right?
Mm.
And so losing my parents back to back, like 14 months within each other, it literally has been the biggest obstacle between, am I going to stop living the way that I want to live and that I have been created to live, or am I going to go after every single thing that has been placed inside of me to do on this earth? Like literally, that's been the biggest obstacle. Am I going to stay right here and stay stuck? Or am I going to keep living? And I know it may not sound like it's a big obstacle, but it's huge, right? It's huge. And every day, still, sometimes it's a big obstacle. Am I going to lay in this bed or am I going to get up and go after everything that I know that has my name on it? And so in order to continuously to get over this obstacle, I had to continuously say those things to myself. So some days or some weeks or some months, it could be obstacle after obstacle after obstacle. And so I've learned those words, I've learned those strategies, right? To say, you know what, I'm going to wake up and win today.
Ooh, I can't wait to the end.
Yeah.
I see where we going with this. Ooh. Mm.
I'm just I'm just
Ooh,
being
you made me
100. Like
feel
I'm being so honest.
okay, so listen, I always say, God, let the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable in thy sight.
Yes.
I just felt something. That needs to be a workbook or a book. I'm getting chill, but I'm not gonna try to get emotional with this thing, but wake up and win. When you're gonna talk more about at the end about this, but I don't know, and I know this is not planned. Listen, y'all, I told y'all gonna go with me and grow me on this episode, but wake up and win. That's a book. That's your second book.
Yeah. Okay.
Because let me tell you what I just heard from you.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people that suffering. They suffer in silence. There's a lot of people that suffers. Let's just talk about that grief thing because I can only imagine. I can't even imagine losing both parents within 14 months.
Yeah.
Shout out to my mom and dad who's still out there living. I love you guys dearly. But I can
Absolutely.
only imagine what that feels or look like.
Yeah.
How did you take me back a little bit in terms of, because there's a lot of people that's grieving.
Yes. Yes.
When was that conviction moment where, like, the grief process? Talk a little bit about the grief process. How did you shift and pivot? Like,
Yeah.
what did the grief look like? Was it a downtime? Because you are an entrepreneur, you are an educator, you are a speaker, and you
Yes.
still got to run your business.
Yeah. 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 Let's talk about that for real. Let's have a real conversation about that. And so my mom passed away. It'll be 3 months. I'm sorry, 3 years in April. Oh my gosh, where is my mind right now? 3 years in March that she's passed away. It'll be March 26th. It'll be 3 years that my mom passed away. But a little bit before my mom passed away, I started to get this little inkling, and I'm using your word, this little conviction, like there's more, right? Like there's so much more. And I just didn't know like what that looked like, but I knew it was more. And so I was like, well, okay, we just got to keep moving, right? We have to keep moving. So I'm teaching. My mom gets sick. She ended up passing away. And a week or so after my mom passed away, I couldn't move. I didn't eat. I was just like life had literally just came out of me. And I was just existing. Like I didn't eat, and I love food. Like, please don't get that twisted. I love a good focus. So I didn't like I wasn't eating, like I was just in bed and I was just like, what is going on? But not only did like grief take over, but I was so exhausted. I was just exhausted mentally. I was exhausted emotionally. I was exhausted physically because I was fighting something that I have been convicted to do. What it was, I had no idea. I had no idea. And after I started to like get myself back together and figure out like how to really move forward, I went back to teaching and I just didn't feel the same. I just didn't feel the same. And of course, I went to therapy. I did a lot of reading. I did a lot of journaling, just really trying to figure out how to cope and deal with this. But on the other side, my daddy was grieving. And I knew that my daddy was grieving. My parents were together over 40 years. Like you saw one, you saw the other. It wasn't just, that my dad's name is Nat. So my dad, you didn't see Nat and you didn't see Nene. That's what they call my mom, right? But if you saw Nat, you saw Nene. If you saw Nene, you saw Nat.
They were like that Velcro.
That's just who they were. And so my daddy was grieving, right? And I knew that he was grieving. And so I had to make sure that I was present for him on top of my own grief, on top of still getting things together for my business, because I knew that that's kind of where I was going, but I really didn't know. So fast forward through my journey, going through therapy and dealing with things and learning how to cope, things of that nature. 2 weeks, actually, right before the Next Level Speakers Conference, I was having a conversation with my dad, and I was like, "Hey, Daddy, I think that it's time for me to, go to the next level. Go, really, really do my business. I think it's time. I'm ready to do this." He was like, "Really?" I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "All right, I got you. I support you 100%. Whatever it is that you need, I got you. Let's do it." Right. And I was like, "Yes, I'm so excited. I got my daddy's stamp of approval. Right. Let's go." And 2 weeks later, actually right before my right before the conference, my mom's sister passed away. And so we ended up burying her Mother's Day weekend.
Mhm.
And so I went to my hometown to go to the funeral. And that weekend, my dad and I spent like the whole weekend together. We talked on Monday because we were planning our vacation. Tuesday morning, I got the phone call. He didn't wake up. And I was like, what?
Before the conference?
This was right after the conference. So
Oh, okay. So
it
you
was
came,
him.
you had
It was,
already came back feeling
came back ready.
hungry.
Ready. He's gone.
Mm.
That is when my life pivoted. I said, you know what? My daddy said he got me. And I heard that on two levels. My earthly daddy said he got me, and my heavenly daddy said he got me.
Come
And
on.
so I said, we're doing this. So I launched Richardson Speaks Global of June 2020, and we've been going strong ever since. That was my conviction. I didn't know that my conviction was going to come with not having my parents around. But again, going back to what I said earlier, I had to make a choice. Am I going to stay where I am, or am I going to go after everything that has my name on? I was convicted to grow.
Ooh, come on. You better talk about it.
I'm just,
Girl, don't make me shout.
listen.
Oh, Lord.
This is real. This is real.
So it's
Yeah.
June. You said June of 2022.
June of 2022. So we're going into year 2, full-time entrepreneurship. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's not easy. Let's not get that twisted. It's not easy, but it's worth it.
So speaking as an entrepreneur, what advice would you give someone who's facing or is going through what you went through, in terms of they may not have, let's say, lost their parents, but they lost something, grief
Yeah.
or something, because grief is real.
Grief is real.
It looks different from everybody, you know. But what advice would you give somebody who's grieving, but still trying to be that successful entrepreneur, that's still trying to grow?
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you for that question. Adults need villages.
Oh, I need to write that down.
Adults need villages. Everyone
Like,
says it takes a village to raise a child, but it takes a village for adults to really truly tap into who they are. And I am so grateful to have a village of people that have not left my side from the day that my mom passed away. Right. And so, my advice to a person that may be going through something, don't go through it alone. I don't care how strong you are. I don't care how independent you are. I don't care how much you got it. It does not matter. You cannot go through this alone. I understand that you got your higher calling. I believe in God, so you may believe in something else. I understand those things do work too. They are there, they are present, they're omnipresent, whatever the case may be. But you need physical people. You need people that's going to surround you with love. There are going to be days where you want to quit. There are days that you may say that you quit, right? But there are people that are assigned to you that's going to make sure that you fulfill the destiny that you've been created to. Don't do it alone. Do not do it alone. It is okay to ask for help. It is okay to say, this is not my lane. It's hard. It's difficult. I had to learn it too. But you'll never know how much more successful you can be if you just ask for help, and or surround yourself with people that are like-minded, and create your village. Create your village.
I like that. I like that. Wow.
It's important. Thank you.
No, I mean, I think that is definitely important.
Yeah.
Because truth be told, like, now let me ask you this question. I know
Yeah.
like I said, again, to all my listeners out here, I told y'all I'm learning this thing. I'm not a SME in podcasting, and I sometimes I have to move by the spirit. So even though I have a question, but
Yeah.
what I've learned too when a lot of times when people are going through setbacks in life or people go through something, you find firsthand who's there for you.
Yes.
And sometimes along the way, you lose people along the way. And there are some people that are by themselves and they just don't know how to connect. Did you ever find yourself getting out your comfort zone? Like I know you got your circle and your family, and your friends and your
Yeah.
day ones, but when did you start tapping in to say, you know what? I need to join this community or I need to join this group or whatever. I need to really truly tap in and do something different.
You know, that's a really good question. Like, I mean, that's really good,
I'm
seriously.
sorry. I told you we was gonna be scripted. We going with the flow.
That's a really good question. That's a really good question. And so it'll be twofold for me. One of the things that pushed me out of my comfort zone a long time ago was actually being a full-time professor in my 20s. And so a lot of my colleagues were older than I was. So it was a little different when, we're in our 20s and then when we're in our 30s and, in our 40s. So it's a little different. So
Yeah.
I had to learn how to be adaptable, which meant I had to learn how to immerse myself in different types of communities and different types of people and engaging in different types of events. So, because I didn't know some of these things, I had to learn them. So, I had to connect with people that were in my department or people that may look like me or find mentors, like sign up for mentorship programs so that I could get the things that I needed, so that I can grow, so that I could grow at that time. But that actually stuck with me as I continued to grow. So I knew if I ever wanted to go to another level, I had to be connected, right, to certain communities. I had to be connected to certain people. And I could not be the smartest person in the room. Hello, somebody. Okay. I could not be the smartest person in the room. I am a certified nerd. Like, I'm gonna go ahead and put it out there. Like, I'm a certified nerd. So and I'm okay with that. Like, I'm cool with that. So I'm back. I'm back. So I had to put myself in those situations so that I could grow and so that I could learn.
Do you have any like who were your mentors or your role models, even along the journey or even today? How does Wynette get personal development right now?
That's so good.
I know, right? And none of
That's
these
so
questions
good.
on the list.
That's why I love it. All right. So, okay. One of my mentors, and she's still like my big sister to this day. Her name is Dr. Lonnie Carter. Hey, Big Me.
Hey, shout out to
I
Dr.
share
Lonnie
this so
Carter.
she can hear this.
Make sure you
When I
give
was,
her the snippet and tell her we give her a shout out.
yes,
Yeah.
absolutely,
Dr. Carter, where's
absolutely.
she from?
She's from Virginia, and I
Okay,
think she
VA all
still lives
day.
in Virginia. Yes, yes,
Y'all
yes,
know my
absolutely. Yes, absolutely. So she was my mentor when I was working in North Carolina, and we're still very connected to this day. And she's still, we still follow each other and connect with one another. Wonderful woman, phenomenal woman, extremely brilliant, extremely brilliant. Another lady that I look up to, I call her Mama Lloyd. That's not her name, but that's what I call her. I met her my very first year teaching 18 years ago. And she is still teaching. She was on her second tenure of education, of being an educator at that time. And she's now on her third tenure um, of teaching. Yes. So we talk all the time. She sends me daily devotionals every single morning from Sunday to Sunday. Like, she never misses a day. right?
Wow.
So her and personal development, I'm always doing things professionally, like making sure that I attend like conferences and things of that nature. One of the most personal development things that has literally changed my life over the past couple of years has been Next Level Speakers Academy. And so, being able to be connected to such a wonderful community. So shout out Jeremy, E.T. Inky, Coach Crump, the whole Next Level crew has definitely been life changing for me. Right. And so,
Period.
like, period. Like that's it. Like, I can literally drop the mic. Right. Not being funny, just being honest. It's literally has changed my life. So being a part of, well, let me backtrack really quickly. And the other person that has literally changed my life in high school is Miss Wanda White. If it weren't for Miss Wanda White, my high school history teacher, I probably wouldn't be half of where I am today. And she
Shout
said,
out to Miss Wanda White.
Miss Wanda White, she already knows, and I cannot wait for her to hear this. Quick story. She moved my desk. She had the nerve to move my desk in the classroom because I was talking. I knew I
Well, you should have
always
been
thought
talking.
I shouldn't have. And I was like,
Really,
it's
she
cool.
moved your whole desk.
Yeah, I couldn't sit with my friends no more.
Well, you know what? Listen, back in the day, then nowadays things are different because they gotta be,
It's different. It's
listen,
way
back in
different.
the day,
It's
you
way
you stand
different.
in the corner,
Yes.
you writing, I will not talk no more 80,000 times on the board. Oh my gosh.
Yes. And so if it weren't for Miss White, and she knows this, and I tell her all the time, she's like, oh, she's amazing. Oh my gosh, she
It's funny
was
that you
such an
remember
amazing
that.
teacher.
Did it bother you because you got your desk moved?
Yeah, it bothered me. You know, you know, and then Coach Tressa, she called my parents. And so both of my parents were home that day. I don't even know why. I don't even know why they were both home. Like, I don't know why my daddy was not at work, right? Like, he should have been at work, but they're both at home. And so she talked to both of them. And so you already know after they got off the phone, you already know. You already know. You already know what happened. So, but the more for Miss Wanda White, I
Miss
promise you, Miss
Wanda
White, you already
White.
know.
Yes.
No, we wouldn't be here today.
Well, listen, shout out again to Miss Wanda White for singling Wynette out from talking and speaking. And you know what? Who would have thought that just that one little incident turned into her being a speaker today,
Right.
standing out into her gifts, walking with her purpose. And speaking of that, when did you? I mean, I know you're an educator, and we even talked a little bit about that, but
Yeah.
when did you realize, besides Miss Wanda White telling you talk too much, when did you realize, oh, I'm more than just an educator? Because this is the thing. Some of us are birthed and born with many gifts. And like I said, you are an educator. You have a passion for the kids and really truly making an impact there.
Mhm.
But when did you say, you know what? Oh, I got a voice.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's real good, Coach Tressa. When I was a little girl, I had a speech impediment. I used to stutter really
Mm.
bad. And so my parents thought something was wrong with me. They had me tested and all these things. And my IQ was just higher than a normal 3-year-old. So my brain was processing way faster than what I could speak. And I went through speech therapy and all those things, and I started school early. And when I started school early, I did like therapies and things of that nature. And so I started doing plays, and I started doing like speaking parts in the plays at school, started doing them at church. And people were like, "Oh, you're really good." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And so I either got signed up or I got signed up.
I'm not
And so
laughing.
I would just
I'm not laughing. I'm just saying.
so I've just always been signed up like for speaking things. As I got older, and as things just kind of like happen, I was like, oh well, I really actually enjoy it. I'm doing this. Okay, so Then I started teaching vacation Bible school when I was in high school. Then I started doing like all of the plays at church. And then when I started doing extracurricular activities in school and in high school, like speaking parts would just come up and I just enjoyed it. But I didn't find my voice in it. It's a difference. See, we have a voice, but sometimes our voices aren't activated. So my voice wasn't activated until I started to really try to figure out who I really am. And so I started to journal. I started to write. And that is when I found my voice. So when I found my voice, because I did all these speaking things, but my voice wasn't activated until I started putting those words into. So that's how I got here. That's how I got here.
Wow, wow, wow. Yeah, and I mean, that's just hearing your story. And I know you have a book.
Yes.
What's the title of your first book? And you see, I said first book. Guess what? I'm
Yeah.
manifesting, y'all. Okay.
Yes.
Second and third book is coming in the next. Look, second book is Wake Up and Win with Wynette, the 365-day journal. How you can find your voice through your words. Oh, I'm telling y'all, God. Oh, thank you, God, for giving me this creativity, y'all. Listen, I'm telling y'all, we did not discuss none of this. I gave her a list of questions, and we have not, like, we're moved by the Spirit. Oh, you want me to record this? So you Wake Up and Win with Wynette Richardson, the 365-day journal. How to find? What did I say? How to find your voice.
Before this is published, okay, we need to get that.
Y'all, listen. Do you hear the power of manifestation? Let me tell you something. You gotta manifest what you want in life, right? They said when two or more gathering in the name, we know he's in the midst. And y'all know this podcast has been God driven and purpose driven, right? Miss Wynette, listen, y'all. God makes no. I want us to say this little plug right quick. God makes no mistakes when it comes to connecting people at the right time in the right season. See, even though I'm taking notes, she don't even know. Wow. I'm getting a coaching session from her. She dropping gems.
Wow.
Adults need a village. Listen, learning to be adaptable, learning to change. Like, this is what this podcast is about. Convicted to grow. That's why I told y'all in the first episode, you better get you a Convicted to Grow notebook, because each podcast, each episode, we're going to give you some gems. And little does she know, she may be a reoccurring guest coming back every quarter. Because look, I'm speaking that. Listen, I'm telling y'all, I already told her. She's going to be, listen.
I got you.
You have a voice. You have a gift. And
I got you. Thank you.
That power of community, that power, like, when I asked you that question earlier about the people who are suffering in silence, the people who are by themselves, and how did you adjust and stuff like that? You know why I said that? Because I was that woman last year when I was going through my own grief after my partner passed away from a heart attack. But it took for me to get in the community with you.
Yeah.
And I got to give a shout out to even the DMV next level.
Yeah. DMV.
You know, the DMV ran by BJ Page and Wynette.
Yeah.
And Tasha, right?
Tasha, yes.
But community is everything. You, in the words of ET, put yourself where you see yourself. And I saw myself being around other amazing speakers or other dope, like-minded people that genuinely want to see you win. They're on the level that I'm trying to go, where we can feed from each other. That's what it's all about, y'all.
Absolutely.
And so I connected with her instantly last year from the conference, and we just stayed in connect. I mean, and then realizing we not too far, our hometowns. I mean,
yes, our hometowns.
Our hometowns, y'all. For real. Like, I thought I was the only one that knew about my hometown, but when she said, "Oh, child, listen," but I
right down the street.
Yeah.
Oh, probably kinfolk anyway.
He probably is for real, for real. You know, that's what's needed, y'all. And you need to tap into other like-minded people that bring out creativity, that can bounce ideas. And doing that wake up and win.
Yeah.
Here's another, like I
That
said,
came from you. Let
y'all,
me know. Like, if
this is
we
not this is
if
not
we can
rehearsed.
pause for one moment, I'm so sorry. Like that whole wake up and win came from
That's
Coach
where I'm
Tressa.
going into this. This is where I'm going into this.
Yeah.
Talk about it.
Let's talk about it. Yeah.
Wake up and win. I manifested in my friend, right? She's my friend. I can honestly say she's a friend. I'm manifesting wake up and win. It might be a listen. I know you said you're getting your podcast ready for the end of the year to 2025. That might be the podcast every month. Listen, I'm just saying. So the wake up and win. Let's plant that seed now. Because when you do come back before the end of this year, and I'll be like, girl, we're gonna play snippets of this call. So when you think of wake up and win, what's the because we planting the seed together, and I actually threw it on her, y'all. I ain't gonna even lie. You might want to just tell them I threw it on you.
You did.
I threw it on her, y'all. Now I'm gonna give credit for that. I gotta take credit for that. I threw it on.
She did. She did.
But I really want you to talk about that. Where do you see that taking off?
You know,
Vision for right now.
yeah, absolutely. To be honest, right? It was a push that I needed. We were just in conversation. Coach Tress and I were in conversation, and I forget exactly what we were talking about. She was just like, wake up and win with one that. And I was like, what? Oh, that sounds kind of cool. I like that. But what she doesn't know, what she didn't know is that she pushed me. She gave me something to look forward to. Because social media, you know, we have a relationship that just it's a ship, right? We working on it, right? So she gave me something to look forward to. She gave me something. And actually, before we even recorded this podcast, I was like, I already got my wake up and win. I'm ready for this week. So, excuse me. Basically, what that did was it breathed life back into me. It breathed life back into my why, because every day I want to make sure that I wake up and win, but me waking up and winning is helping somebody else. And so I'm very open about the things that I experience in my life. I'm very open about my journey right now, and it's not always easy, but it's worth it. And so, because you still have breath in your body, you have air in your lungs, you have to wake up and win. And so, when she said that to me, I was like, oh, we going somewhere with this. Because listen, there's something that's inside of you that needs to win. And it's not even about gaining the trophy from winning. It's about overcoming. It's about being resilient. It's about making sure that it doesn't matter what happens to you. You are not what happens to you. And I digress because I'm getting a little excited. So I need to calm down. Everybody calm down. You know, I need to calm down.
No, but people need to see the side of Wynette, because I was telling her, I said, listen, y'all, I know you're a teacher. I don't want the teacher side. I need some personality, y'all. And she's like, that's what she's bringing. She's smiling, she's laughing. And y'all, we are, when I say we are going with the flow with this podcast interview, I know we are going with the flow, but I love it. I love it because it just shows that authenticity of just, we're talking real stuff. And
it's real.
You're sharing your story, and people can relate to that, you know. And so I know we didn't talk about a little bit the speaking part and the wake up and win. So y'all be on the lookout for that. And I have make sure y'all go follow her, as if you are listening to the audio version, it is Wynette Richardson 1. If you look in the show notes on the audio version, I will also include it in the description when the podcast gets uploaded. The video version will also be on YouTube. And right now, just so you guys look, I'm putting it out there. Well, I was gonna say I'm giving them a date, but they already like they listened to it early. But But again, she's the first female guest as the Convicted to Grow podcast. And I already know she's coming back. She's gonna come
Oh,
back.
thank you.
She's coming back. She's gonna come back. I don't know what God got in store for us, but expect more in 2024 for real, for real.
Yes,
And
yes,
so
it's gonna
speaking of
be
2024,
big.
think big, grow big.
Yeah.
And so speaking of 2024, tell the people, what are you currently working on? And what can the audience see from you in 2024?
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
also let them know how they can purchase your book. Go ahead and put a plug about your book and what it's about and how they can purchase that as well.
Absolutely. So I'll start with the book actually. So the book is called The Transformation Journal, transforming dreams into reality, right? Words into reality. And so I created that book. It's an interactive book, actually. So it gives you a journal prompt. It gives you a chapter and it gives you a journal prompt in a place where you can actually journal. Because a lot of times when we're reading something, we're like, oh, that's good. I'm going to come back to it. And we never come back to it. Well, I want you to read this information, comprehend it. Then you are asked a question. And I need you to answer the question right then and there. So that's why the Transformation Journal was created, to help you to turn your dreams into reality, right? Turn your words into reality. We have all these dreams, we have all of these things that we want to do, but a lot of times we either A, don't know how to transform them, or B, we never transform them. It's a guide to help you. So, in order to purchase a signed copy, you can connect with me on social media. You can connect with me on my website. My information is there, and I can make sure we get you a signed copy of the book. Now, as far as things that are happening, y'all, there's so many things going on, right? So, first up, I am having a live workshop. When I say live, that means in person workshop every quarter. So, first quarter, we are having it on March the 23rd, and tickets are on Eventbrite. You can also find them on my social media sites where you can grab the link to purchase your ticket to join us. Listen, it is going to be phenomenal. It's going to be phenomenal. The tickets are on sale now. Don't wait until the last minute. Don't wait until the last minute because they are going to sell out. There's only a limited tickets, so I want to see you there March 23rd. The tickets are on Eventbrite. So there's the next one is going to be in September because the summertime we have something else special coming up. So stay tuned. The next one's going to be in September, and then the next workshop is going to be in December. So the June one, the July one, is something different's going to happen, but we are going to have a workshop. So stay tuned. So we have that going on, and then of course we have some special projects that are being worked on. So if you want to be in the know, go to my website, www.wynetterichardson.com, to sign up for my newsletters. You get newsletters from me just to add value to you, just to speak life into you, right? Please follow me on social media so that you'll be the first to know everything that we're doing over here, Richardson Speaks Global, where the world is my classroom, renewing hearts, impacting minds, and transforming lives.
Wow. Listen. Oh man, listen, this has been amazing. Like this has been amazing. And you know, as both of us being speakers, we're putting our reps in.
Yeah,
We're putting our reps
absolutely.
in for real. And
Absolutely.
yes,
Absolutely.
and I'm when I have I can't wait because I'm speaking into existence to have a Convicted to Grow conference, y'all. And I already see amazing speakers and
Yeah,
coaches on stage. But
yeah, I see it. I see it.
like the pastor say, get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready.
Listen, listen. I see it. I see it.
Yes, we manifesting that now.
Even live podcast shows.
I see it. Listen, we about to be some big things popping, but
Yes.
my last question to you, and I'm going to ask every guest this question
Okay.
in 1 minute or less, or 90 seconds or less. What does convicted to grow mean to you?
That is such a good question. Convicted to grow means I have no other choice but to grow. Because when you have a conviction, that means it's something that continues to come back until it's done. I wouldn't say it makes you feel bad, but it makes you stop in your tracks and think. And so my steps, right? Like I'm short, so my steps aren't really quick. And if I'm convicted, that means my steps are going to, you know, be a little bit shorter. And so if I'm going to be convicted to do something, I'm just going to do it because I don't have the time to play around with all these convictions. And so when I think about being convicted to grow, that means I have to do it. I have to grow. I have no other choice, no other choice but to grow.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Y'all heard
Yeah.
her. Make sure you guys subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure you go follow her. I'm letting everybody know that when I have guests on here, please go follow her, okay? Go follow her. And when you follow her, go to one of her posts or reels and make sure you put in the comments convicted to grow. So we know that you came from the podcast and you just never know. You might get a special gift, okay? So I'm going to put that out there. Put convicted to grow in the comments. Please, if you follow me and you rock with your girl, please go follow my sis, okay? My friend,
Yes.
speaker, coach. Look, you ain't even a coach, and I'm calling you a coach. I
You
don't,
know
I
what's
speak.
so funny? People call me coach.
Well, listen. We did a lot of manifestation
Yeah.
tonight,
Yeah.
and everything. I invoice you next year. You gotta trust it. You remember that what you said on? Well, we're taping this. We're taping February. It's February 27th, 2024 at 9:11 p.m. This episode is gonna get literally aired next Friday. Okay,
Yeah.
so yeah. So y'all heard it here first. So y'all, I'm so excited. I'm excited,
Yes.
Wynette, what God got in store for you.
Oh,
Thank you
thank
for
you.
sharing your story. Thank you for sharing just that whole, taking us through that whole period of dealing with grief.
Yeah.
Taking us through even sharing with educators on their why. You dropped a lot of gems, and y'all, I
Wow.
encourage you guys, listen,
Wow.
go back and listen to, if you got to listen to this message twice, go back and listen. There's some valuable nuggets in here that she dropped. You know, that whole learning to be adaptable, learning to really truly tap into your purpose, know your why. A lot of times we don't know our why because we're all over the place. Our vision is so blurry, but you
Yeah.
got to tap in. And sometimes tapping in means you got to take a pause for the cause, pray about it, meditate on it, and ask God to give you the right people in your life at the right season. I'm telling y'all, trust me, been there, done it. So I'm just glad that you gave me the opportunity to interview you. For this is going to be episode 4, y'all. So make sure you go check out the first 3 episodes. It's out there
Yeah.
on all major platforms, as well as the YouTube channel Convicted to Grow. And I think that's it, y'all. We did it. Hey, we did
We did. Thank you so much for having me. Seriously, I'm so excited. Listen. I knew that this was going to be amazing. I'm just so grateful. I'm grateful that you asked me.
And
I
I ain't got listen.
am.
In person, I'm a hack because you be dancing too. Listen, guys, I'm trying to get her. I be trying to get her. Like some of these people be on the social media. I'm like, girl, bring the personality out. Bring the personality out. If I can dance, you can dance. Okay.
You know what's really interesting because I'm actually going to post a dancing video this week. Okay, so I have one. I'm going to be ready. I'm going to make sure I post it, and I'm gonna tag you in it.
Yes, please do. And that gives you listen, y'all. Make sure y'all go follow her. Please go follow her and put in the comments. Convicted to Grow. And
Yeah.
everybody who comments on her stuff, she's gonna let me know. And y'all, like I said, I might do a raffle
Yeah.
drawing one night. We might, she don't even know this. We might do a YouTube live one day
Okay.
and I'll bring her in on a YouTube live, and that way
Yeah.
we'll do a drawing to one of the subscribers or one of her new followers that came through the podcast. So
Yes. Absolutely.
I love
Absolutely.
you guys. Till
Yes.
then,
Yes.
remember, growth is a daily thing. Okay. Free yourself so you can be yourself and continue to be convicted to grow in life and in business. Love you.